Thanks for the opportunity for presenting some data on this prestigious EASL WHO symposium. I bring greetings from the Institute of Liver and Biliary Sciences, New Delhi. I would like to give some data on cirrhosis and HCC in Asia. In this study, we showed that hepatitis B or C, they remain the main cause across Asia as a cause of liver-related deaths. Cirrhosis-related deaths also remain due to hepatitis B and C as the dominant cause. But you can see some areas, alcohol and NAFLD are picking up. This is recent. Liver cancer deaths per country in the Asia Pacific also still remains as hepatitis B, but yes, several countries you can see alcohol is becoming a major cause. If you go back in time, Taipei, Taiwan was the one where maximum hepatitis B positivity, but over the years you can see that up to the age of 30 years, the positivity has gone down. It is just the earlier population. In Japan, hepatitis C was the major cause of liver cancer for a very long time. But as you can see, gradually the trends are changing and other causes are coming up. Mortality of liver cancer in Japan, both for males and females over the past few years, has gradually started to decline. It only shows the way we handle our policies and the way trends can change. Here you can see type 2 diabetes and obesity in Indonesia in adults are rising as the time passes by. In fact, even in children and adolescents, there is an increase in obesity and diabetes in Indonesia. The same is true, I guess, for all countries, including India. Can we have some global estimates of etiology of cirrhosis? Hep C, alcohol are now neck to neck, and hepatitis B is also somewhere there. However, these trends are likely to be changing in this decade. NAFLD has been shown to be 8%, but I think it is increasing and is an underestimate. This data shows you from 3 countries in Europe, Bulgaria, Norway, Portugal, that hepatitis B and C are close to about 20% or so each of them. The cirrhosis, the liver cancer can be a dominant cause in these countries. However, they have not included in this alcohol or NAFLD. So this is something which I want to mainly present, that every country needs, every region needs its own data. What we have shown you is published data, but is there a real-time surveillance? And the national policies and research priorities will depend upon the trends. So what we did, and this is credit to Michael Houghton, who was part of the WHO team as a hepatologist when he visited, and discussions started the first WHO collaborative center study starting from ILBS, and we recruited many centers from the country. We have now 3,000 cirrhosis, liver cancers, both cirrhosis and liver cancers, a total of 3,200 patients. You can see from north to east to west to south, there are several centers who have included. We use standard diagnostic criteria for B, C, alcohol, cirrhosis, and liver cancer. Let's look at some interesting data. Now, this is for patients with cirrhosis and different centers they have contributed. The mean age, dominantly males. Now, this is interesting, quite unlike what I'm going to show you one more time. Hepatitis B, alcohol, and diabetes, that means NAFLD, have now become the dominant cause of cirrhosis in India. This comes as a surprise to us also. You look at this data, which we just submitted to the ASLD 2 days ago. This is from whole of Asia, of the Asian Pacific Association for Study of Liver, Acute and Chronic Liver Failure Research Consortium. Please look into 2010 and before, 2011 to 15 and 16 to 20. Alcohol from nearly about 10 to 15% is now becoming almost 40% or so. On the other hand, you will see that viral etiologies are slowly shrinking, and NASH, cryptogenic cirrhosis, is gradually increasing to more than 10 or 12%. But alcohol is phenomenally increasing in these countries. Liver cancer, the mean age is around 60, still dominantly males. And now diabetes tops hepatitis B as an etiological factor. And alcohol as a cause of liver cancer is close to same as hepatitis C. So if you look at these three, diabetes, hepatitis B, and alcohol, then they become the major causes which can be stopped or prevented. Hepatitis C, of course, we are treating now. What are the factors when the patient has underlying cirrhosis, like a cirrhosis plus HCC? Again, diabetes and Hep B are the major causes. You look at without cirrhosis, non-cirrhotic HCC. Diabetes makes almost 50%. Diabetes means NAFLD makes nearly 50% of the total population. So what I want to stress is now NAFLD and uh, diabetes are becoming the major cause of concern in our regions. If you look at the cirrhotic versus non-cirrhotic liver cancer, the non-cirrhotic are younger, and of course both have diabetes. Well, these are studies before 2010. In them, 70% or more were hepatitis B or with or without alcohol. Other studies between 2010 and 20 also show now that there is a rise in alcohol in cirrhosis. So, what I have shown you both for cirrhosis and for liver cancer, now alcohol is increasing. However, for cancer, diabetes is becoming most important. So, what can this simple study from the WHO Collaborative Center at ILBS help us with? It tells you now the attributable fraction of hepatitis B and C toward cirrhosis and liver cancer, proportion of alcohol and diabetes, and their increase. We can help targeting the susceptible population for interventions at community level. We change our diagnostic and intervention studies, which were totally focused on hepatitis B, C, with or without HIV, and request other centers and countries to join this global initiative. I want to give you slight data on this national policies for alcohol in Asia. Only one country, alcohol advertising, product sponsorship, all of them, there is a policy, including the government support for community action and national monitoring systems. Why can't we all adopt something which is similar what is being done, like mandatory warning labels and need a national monitoring for alcohol? This is something which is painful but can be done. For NAFLD, where are the policies and interventions? And for this, Australia tops the list. National Food Nutrition Policy, taxes on sugars, food labeling, all these, which were published in the Lancet paper by us, it shows you that the people in Australia are extremely careful, including a school program. You can see school based programs to support physical activity. I wish we all can adapt and adopt the various policies and interventions for NAFLD. India has taken the first step in this direction. It, most humbly, India is now the first country to have integrated non alcoholic fatty liver disease screening, mass screening in the country into non communicable diseases starting February 22, 2021. There are NAFLD guidelines which the government of India has released, and these guidelines on fatty liver disease screening, even to the village level, have now been practiced. And I think such an initiative, if you all appreciate, would take it to your countries and start the at least reversible and preventable NAFLD epidemic which is looming for liver diseases. With this, I thank you and I do hope to have more questions and more interactions with the group. Thank you.